Welcome to Her Call Shift. My name is Dr. Sahaja Atluri.
And I am Dr. Olga Ostrovetsky.
We are two general surgery residents who are taking gap years currently.
So I'm on my research year.
And I'm on my clinical year. I'm doing a burn fellowship. We wanted to start this podcast because everybody's
Well, before you
understanding.
go, applause to women in surgery.
Of course.
Of course.
We love
Okay.
women in surgery.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No.
Shout out to women in power.
Dr. Olga and I met when we were co-residents last year. And we became pretty quick friends throughout the course of that year. We followed each other into gap years, and it took us nearly 2 months after that to figure out that we were working like 500 feet away from each other the entire year.
Yep, basically.
And if that's not womanhood in a nutshell, I don't know what is.
So then, yeah, we basically, we hung out, and then we love to blab, obviously. So we decided to start a podcast.
Is our favorite thing.
Yeah. We decided to start a podcast to, bring some light into what it is to be a female in medicine and surgery and whatnot. And I mean, this is not a podcast only for women. I have to say that. Men obviously can
we
join
have
as well.
A lot of fun topics coming up. It's going to give you
maybe they can learn
great
some things.
inside looks into our lives.
Yeah, men always need to learn, but that's another topic.
So everybody's understanding of medicine is typically Grey's Anatomy, and we wanted to start a podcast that gave you an inside look into our lives and a little peek into what it is to be a general surgery resident currently in training. We hope that there's some things that you can relate to and other things that you can acknowledge and laugh at.
Well, Grey's Anatomy did get some things right. Wink, wink. I think we all know. If you work in a hospital, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't,
you're about to find out.
Yeah, you're going to find out. We're going to talk about some fun and spicy topics. We're not just going to keep it only about surgery.
So we'll start off with her call shift. What is a call?
So what is call? Usually it consists of a 24-hour shift. So you usually come in around 6 a.m. And then at 6 a.m. the next day is when your call shift is over. A lot of things can happen in 24 hours. But also, I know we say it's 24 hours, but usually we don't leave right at 6 a.m. the next day. I think we all experience that. We usually
leave for rounds of the worst.
26, 27, 28, sometimes 29 hours in the hospital, which is actually insane.
When I have to write notes after a 24-hour shift, there's nothing worse.
No, the notes that I write after a 24-hour call like literally don't make sense.
No, I've read them the next day and
it's basically gibberish and I have to go back and fix
absolutely
them.
Awful.
Yeah.
What's your call routine and pre-call rituals?
Okay. This is good. This is like, I feel like every female that has experienced a 24-hour shift they like create a routine for themselves.
I definitely have a routine.
I definitely didn't have a routine when my first couple of dogs. Definitely like didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But now that I've been doing it, and I'm sure you've been doing it. I definitely wash my hair the night before. It gets so gross if you don't wash your hair the night before on your 24-hour call.
If I'm on like day 2 of not washing it, I am not gonna lie to you. I definitely go on and just knowing that I'm gonna wash it after. I'm a hair wash after gal.
I wash before and after. What are we talking? Are we still talking about call?
Yeah, pre-call routine.
Oh, okay.
Call routine.
Okay. What was I saying? Okay, so yeah, call so routine. Definitely then I have a coffee for the day, so I'll have my hot coffee, and then I'll also go to Starbucks, probably get an iced coffee for the night.
How many coffees do you have in a shift?
3, 4, 5? Okay, maybe not 5, that sounds crazy. But definitely 3.
Getting admitted to the ED as well for some tachycardia.
For a tachycardia. Definitely have 2 coffees to go with me in the morning. I have my survival kit, which we'll cover. But yeah, what's your routine before coming into call?
Before coming into call, shower, and then I have to stop at Starbucks on the way in. There's like, I don't care.
Starbucks is a theme.
It 100%.
Wait, what's your favorite drink? I never asked you that. I actually don't know.
It depends on the season.
Mm-hmm.
Usually a cappuccino, whole milk, sugar, very basic. Mm-hmm. But if it's winter, peppermint mocha or caramel brulee.
Wow, very fancy. I'm just I have the same drink every
The
single time.
Americano with
Yeah, usually
milk.
Americano with milk, or just your regular
It's
drip
because I show
coffee with
up.
milk.
It's because I show up to surprise her
She does.
in
She
the
knows my
lab.
drink. She does. She does.
That's a love language. To be known is to be loved. Um,
What else
so
do
I
you get?
have to get Starbucks, and then like all my residents know this too. All the junior residents are. If I'm like, hey, I'm running a little late,
Starbucks.
it's 100% for
Do you
Starbucks.
get
I'm
them
never late
Starbucks?
other way.
You get them.
100%.
That's amazing.
That is, I tell people this all the time. That is your number one job as a senior resident or a fellow or anyone, is to protect your junior residents.
Correct.
Everything else is secondary. Protect your people first.
And get them Starbucks.
Absolutely. I know all my kids' orders. So yeah, I will always show up with Starbucks at call. And then this is a newer tradition, but I don't show up without my cowboy boots, so I actually
yeah.
polish them in the mornings.
That's crazy.
I do a little leather polish and a little leather shine.
You're probably one of the only residents in New York that wears cowboy boots.
They're the comfiest boots I've owned.
I don't know. I have to try now.
It's worth the investment.
I mean, they look great.
So apparently, actually, I recently heard about this. Podiatrists have like released like studies
Yeah.
on the best shoe for your foot.
Yeah.
Cowboy boots.
No way.
The leather
So
molds
it's
to your
better than any shoe in the OR, like Crocs or Danskos that everybody wears, Calzuros, all those brands.
100%.
Wow. Okay.
I've like
You heard it here first, folks.
100%.
Cowboy boots. That's the new trend. I don't know. We have to start that in New York because not a lot of people in New York wear cowboy boots.
No, but it's gotten me a lot of recognition, I will say. People
You'll
can
make a
usually
name
hear
for
me
yourself.
come,
Yeah.
come down the hallway. They're like, hey, the cowgirl is coming
She's
down the
here.
hallway.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I like to be heard before I'm seen. It
Makes sense. Not
it's
stilettos.
It's a better power
Cowboy
move.
boots.
Hell
Exactly.
yeah.
There it is.
It's a more of a deeper sound, so it scares the men a little. So yeah, those are the two things that I do before I show up at the hospital. Is I definitely get Starbucks and I definitely polish my cowboy boots before I arrive, and then I usually pick a song of the day that I blare on
the way to work.
On the way to work in my car. You can usually hear my car.
I don't know. I'm an audiobook girl. I love audio. Or if it's abside time.
Oh yeah.
For us general surgery residents, it's almost that time.
Behind the Knife.
I will be listening to Behind the Knife, but usually, yeah, if I'm in the car for a long time, I usually have a long commute to work, so audiobook.
I aspire to be someone like you.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, so.
And then what you do? You get to the hospital. You round
in the morning. Oh yeah, so if we can go walk through a day in the life quickly.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're a junior resident, you'll probably get in before 6. I mean, I used to get there at like 5:15 to pre-round.
She's a better lady than I am.
Yeah, I used even at 4:30 when I was an intern, I used to get there at 4:30.
Oh, when I was an intern, absolutely. Yeah. When I was a consult resident, it was more like 5:30.
Consult resident, I was there at 5:50, 5:55. Sometimes at 6 because my seniors got there at like 6:10.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you round. So from 6 to 6:30, you'll table round, and then this is specifically for, I guess, the program that we were at together. And then usually 6:30, 6:45 to 7, we'll round on the patients that we charted on earlier, and then 7 to 8 a.m. we'll have education. Usually mandatory unless you have a case that you have to be out at 7:30. Then you can leave early. And then most of the day we're in cases, or if you're the consult resident, you're probably seeing consults in the ED and all over the hospital.
And then if you were an intern, you had clinic.
And clinic. Well, no, everybody goes to clinic. Everyone's supposed to go to clinic. Seniors don't go as much, but
ask my seniors how many times I was seen in clinic last year. It's probably less than both hands. Like,
so then
but the consult residents were, I would argue that I was busier last year than I was years prior. Like I had more post call days, but I was constantly running around the hospital.
Yeah, true. As a consult resident,
and nobody's ever happy.
No, nobody's ever happy. Nope. But yeah, I feel like that was the hardest year. We had the most
so far.
We were just like that. I feel like this is what as an intern, it seems like you have a lot of work because it's your first time doing it and it's so overwhelming. But in reality, the years after intern year is actually more work.
100%. I think it's because it's more responsibility, right?
It's
Like when you're an
yeah,
intern,
yeah,
you have the best like you don't see it now when you're an intern,
yeah.
but when you're an intern, you have the best excuses like, "Oh, the intern did it," or like, "Oh, she's just an intern." Like you have more.
And also, it's also like basic things.
Yeah.
Replete electrolytes. I wish I could just do that and be done for the day and write
I
some
and
notes.
write some, yeah, right.
And then
Versus like
yeah,
when you're more of like a junior resident and senior resident, the attendings nonstop call you. Nonstop.
for
Like
the
it never
littlest things,
ends.
they don't even know how to sign into the patient chart sometimes.
It's like, yeah, like sometimes I'll get a call at like 9 p.m. and they'll be like, "So what are the plans for tomorrow?" Or like, where was this resident today?" I'm like, "You were in clinic." Like,
Yeah,
wait, what do you mean?
yeah.
You know? Like,
Clueless. I mean, they're clueless. I don't know how the hospital would run without residents.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
but I will say I think sometimes I love the relationship between attendings and residents when they become friends.
Yeah, that's true. You build a
Because like
relationship and then they trust you and then it's fun.
sometimes
They
sometimes
become
I'll
your
get a
friends.
text at like 10 p.m. It's like, "Yo, what do you want for lunch tomorrow?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
I love
"Me?"
that. That's the
Like,
best.
"You're
That's what we
asking
all
me?"
strive to be. Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
so then at 6 p.m. usually you'll have handoff and then after
you get
6
all the
p.m.
pagers.
you get
Ugh.
all the pagers and then literally everybody leaves and there's only 3 residents who are all young to cover the whole general surgery service in the whole hospital. There's no adults to supervise. It's literally just the 3 residents.
Well, our trauma attending's in a different building.
Yeah, but that doesn't
They're
even
like
count.
across the street.
There, that doesn't even count. You know, it's immediate danger, somebody immediate emergency. It's just us 3.
That's true.
And if one's in the OR, the other one's busy. It's just on you. So you have to be prepared on call.
Some of my scariest nights are when my chief is in the OR with the
Yes,
attending and it's
it's
just
always that.
me and the intern.
It's always when literally your chief is in the operating room. There's always an emergency and you're alone. I feel like, and you're with somebody less experienced than you, so
Yeah, and they
it's
look
all
to you,
you.
they look at you, and you can't tell them that you've also never been in this position
But
before.
you have to
So
like
you have to like be like, what is the most safest, like number one thing when I'm in that position, I'm like, what is the safest thing for me to do for this patient? And then the second instinct is run to the OR to ask your
yeah,
senior and
yeah,
confirm that that's a good plan.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
So
um,
at 6 p.m., usually I know it's going to be a bad night when you get the pagers and it's like page, 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 consult, consult, consult. So then I definitely don't have time to use my survival kit to do my little skincare routine. I definitely have my cleanser, my face mask. But 6 p.m., when it's busy, then I know it's going to
when
be a
that
bad night.
happens, I usually text the resident who gave me that pager and be like, what did you do?
No, literally.
Because like I have here's the thing. I absolutely am gonna go see those consults, but on my way to the consult, I had those 15 seconds to text you and say, why was this not seen until since 3 p.m.?
Patient was here at 9 a.m.
Yeah, like literally, I'm like, I know that this is not the first time we were paged.
No, it's just so
Why
funny.
you gotta like pass it off like that?
Like if you're in the call room, it's so funny. Like before call, you'll be in the call room, and it's between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. There's no pages on those pagers, and as soon as the clock hits 6, it's like page.
Literally.
It's literally clockwork. I feel like every
But also,
time.
I love watching people come into the call room slowly around like 5:15,
Yep.
5:30 to like pass up the pager, and you're
Yep.
like,
Yep. Ugh.
on that note, how do you feel to consult?
Oh man. Okay.
You've gotten like, okay, so you've gotten like 5 or 6. How do you field them?
Okay, if I've gotten a lot of consults, I'm not even talking to the person that gave me the consult. Absolutely not. I don't care what they have to say. I'm literally picking up the phone, calling them back, and saying, "What's the MRN and what's your consult for?" Click. Just gonna look up all the patient information myself. Go see the patient. If it's 5 or 6, but if I get 1 or 2, okay, maybe I'll listen to the consultant, see what they have to say. Usually it's wrong. I'm sorry, but I just have to figure it out on my own.
That's true.
What about you?
I It's kind of like a little game of like Tetris. Like I usually do it based off of my first priority is the vitals. I look at them and if the vitals are stable, sure. The second thing is location. If they're in ICU, obviously they're more of the top of the
Oh
list.
yeah, of course.
But then also because we used to be on like the 8th and 6th floor of the hospital, and the ED would be on the first floor. So like on my way to the ED, are there any other consults on the floor that I can just go see on the way down? And then also the third would be the consultants. If somebody sounded like overly confident and was like, "Oh yeah, you could totally see this. Like the patient's totally stable," and they're like we've got this under control, or if they're like blatantly panicking and they have no idea what the story even is, and you're like, sometimes I know this is like such a jerk move, but like I'll pull up the note and I'm reading the note and I'm like, "So how did they get there?" And they have not a clue.
Oh yeah.
Like
I love
immediately top of the list. That patient is the number one patient I'm going to.
honestly, a
Like,
rule of thumb is when the consultant doesn't know what they're talking about, when they're
yeah.
giving you a consult, go see that patient because clearly there's
What's the first question out of your mouth when you call a like consultant back?
when I call them back, I say, "Hello." Wait, I actually don't know. What do I say? I ask for the first thing I
Yeah.
ask is literally the MRI. I'm like MRN, just only because I like to look up the patient while they're talking to me. So they'll be telling me the story, but I'll already know the vitals. I'll already know the lab values as they're already talking to me. So that's why I always ask for the MRN. I don't even listen to the story first. I want the MRN first.
I ask, what's a consult question? I
Uh,
get the MRN and then I ask, what's a consult question?
but a lot of times they don't know. They just say my attending wanted me to call,
Right. And then I literally am like, okay, cool. Why did your attending want me to call?
and then they don't know the answer to that. What do you do?
And then you
Please
you're
put the
like,
attending on the phone.
no, I literally say, I'll wait. Figure it out. Like you're on my
You're so
time.
nice. I would just hang up. I would just be like, okay, thanks for the MR. I'll see the patient. I can't. We don't
Because
have
like
time. We don't have
I'm not
time.
yeah, we don't have time. But recently actually I was in plastics clinic and the patient came in and he was like, "Hey, I'm here to get this Holter monitor removed." And I was like, "You're in a plastics clinic. Are you sure it's not about your hand?" And he was like, or face or like anything else. And he was like, "No, I'm beautiful." And I was like, "Good on you for knowing." But like,
Didn't ask you
yeah,
that, but
I'm like,
yes.
but I'm not comfortable removing a Holter monitor. I didn't put on, especially if you're seeing cardiology tomorrow, like
Yeah.
not my job.
Yeah.
And so I get my chief, and my chief is like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "I told you I'm here to get my Holter monitor removed." We look at the consult, and it was like, "Oh, consult for a right thumb." We go ask him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was in an accident 14 years ago, but it doesn't hurt. I don't know why I'm here." And so then we had to like go through all of the chart and everything. So like sometimes when you do ask them the consult question, like obviously this was a patient, they don't know why they're here. But like when you go digging on your own, sometimes it's way harder to navigate that than like look at the patient themselves and be like,
True. True.
what's going on
That's a
here?
good
Because
point.
like
Yeah.
then we ended up just like sending him out because like he didn't need to be there. We didn't need to see him. And it was like a waste on both of our times. But
Yeah.
sometimes I'll pull up the chart and I have no idea why they're there.
I've had that happen, and when you go down to see the patient and they're not sure why you're there, and it's like a big, they're like, oh no, I'm not in pain. I don't know why
You know what the
surgery's
worst is?
here.
Oh my god, that's the worst is when you pull up on a patient and you're like, "Hey, I'm Dr. Atlery with General Surgery." And then they're like, "Surgery?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are
Yeah.
you here?" And you're
Yeah. You
like,
get that.
"Why were you not told by the consult?" Like if I'm a like if I'm primary on a patient, my patients know who I'm consulting and why I'm consulting them
Right. Right.
because everybody needs to stay on the same page.
Mm.
But like when I pull up and a patient does not know why I've been consulted or like or the fact that I was about to show up, that's like a huge shell shock for them.
No. Oh, and this is actually a good example. I've had that happen a lot. Not in the ED per se. But I mean, I'm sure you've had this happen.
I've
I
had it
come.
so many times in the ED. And
Well,
then
yeah,
they like
fine, fine. But this is like a one that really sticks out to me, and it's when I get a consult for a tracheostomy.
Oh yeah.
And it's obviously not in our, so we have surgery has its own ICU, but I go to other ICUs, like a medical ICU, and I go in and we talk to family, and I just mentioned the breathing tube and that the
Nobody talks to
patient.
the
No,
family.
like I literally mentioned, oh, like has anybody talked about a tracheostomy and what is? They're like, what are you talking about? What is that? You're gonna cut open my family member, and I just slowly back out of the room. I go to the consultant,
And then you yell
and
at
I
them.
I don't yell, but I'm just saying you have to prepare. people because
But if it's
getting
her fourth trach consult of the day, she definitely yells
probably
at
if it's
you.
my fourth and fifth and they haven't talked to the family, that's ridiculous because that has happened. But you just I can't even. I have no words.
That would be a great time to give her an Americano.
Yeah,
Right
now.
after that fourth trach consult.
No, my favorite is getting like 5 consults and then just going outside to get an ice cream because I need to decompress
On that
at like
note,
2 a.m. Crash out at 2 a.m.
oh my god,
The 2 a.m. crash outs are a real thing.
I did midnight affogatos. That was my
Oh,
thing.
you did. I remember.
That was.
I never
It was the greatest part.
partook in that.
No,
I'm
because
ESL. Sorry.
I was ECL. English was my third language.
Oh, okay, whatever.
But I definitely
You're
had to
more
go.
famous.
No, barely. How many consults have you gotten in the worst call shift? And then also the art of crying in between.
So, yes. No, but this is not fair because I feel like I've had super crazy nights and then I tell people the amount of consults that I've gotten and it's not that many. I think my highest was 25. And then people are like, "Oh, that's
That's
not
a
that
lot
much."
in a 24-hour shift, though.
People are like, "That's not that much." Yeah, and you have to think that when we say a 24 like full 24-hour consult, it's on a weekend because on a weekend it's
God, those are
you're
the worst.
you're alone and you field all the consults, and on top of everything you have to see your patients on your team and do cases. So you're seeing consults for literally 24 hours on a Saturday or Sunday.
I
But
hate
yeah,
a
so I
weekend
think
call.
mine was 25 and 3 of them were Shiley consults that I had to actually do.
Oh my god.
And everybody else was busy, so I had to do them alone. So there was that. So
Shout out to,
vascular surgery.
I was about to say, the Dr. Tina Sebastian for teaching us because
Yeah,
she was.
she's the best. She has a baby now. She's a baller.
Listen, if my hands can hit it like hers, that's how I know I've made it.
And yeah, like I said, the crash outs at 2 a.m. That's when if it's really bad, when I see 20 consults and I haven't had time to write any notes, which has happened, that
Or do
I
do
cry.
her skincare routine.
Or doing forget it. If I'm not doing my skincare routine, I'm having a bad night. Literally, the crash out is bad, and I cry. I have cried. I have
I've cried
had
so many times.
tears. Yes.
I've cried so many times.
Yeah.
My worst call shift was 32 consults. I
See, she has a higher number than me.
I nearly died that day. I like saw my life flash before my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh my god, it was the worst thing ever.
I want to know if people have had more consults than that.
I want to know.
No, I really want to know.
I heard for some people it went up into the 40s.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that.
That's like 2 each, like
That's-
each hour.
Yeah.
So, I've definitely cried if I get chewed out by an attending or a senior resident, over like things that are clearly not my fault or like things that
Yeah.
are not in my control and I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I definitely get overwhelmed. Like, but like when you have like 12 notes and you have to rush a patient to the OR,
Yeah.
but then they can't go to the OR until you drop an H&P.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And then like that's when the
Hospital rules.
computer starts to restart.
Oh, it's always that. It's always at that time.
Absolutely crash out. If I go to the bathroom and I call my mom and I just start bawling. Like I'm just like, this is all happening. Actually, more of the times than not, I usually call Raj in the middle of the night.
Oh,
I
yeah?
call Raj and I'm like, and I just start. Raj is my father.
The infamous Raj.
The infamous Raj. I call him and I just start like going off, and I'm like, this is happening, and I don't know what
You
to
have
do.
time?
Yeah, for my 15-second crash out while I'm crying. Yeah, I hope I have time. What are people gonna do? Tell me to stop peeing slowly?
That's 15 seconds. You could have been writing a note.
The computer's restarting.
Use a different computer.
And
That's so
that's what general surgery sounds like in a nutshell.
Yeah, basically. But honestly, the yelling part, I feel like I get more sensitive if it's an attending I actually care about.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm closer with, then it makes me sad that they're mad at me. But if it's somebody that I'm not going to mention names, but people that I don't care of and don't care about their
How
opinion,
do
then it
you
doesn't
get
make me-
back up after getting yelled at?
How do I? I cry probably, and that's it.
In the moment?
No, after. You can't cry in front of the attending.
No, absolutely not.
No,
That's a
I-
rookie move.
I
Don't ever
definitely
let them see your tears.
Cry after. I'm going to vent to my friends about it, so they make me feel better, and then Yeah, that's it. They never they always forget, honestly. I feel like attendings yell. When they yell, they forget that they yelled at you.
100%.
So
You
honestly,
can't take it personally
yeah, in
because,
the
like,
moment you'll be upset,
yeah,
but overall, like you're gonna obviously forget it in a week, so it doesn't really matter as much.
I'm a forgive but never forget kind of gal. So
Uh,
in the moment, I'm like, when someone's yelling at me, it's just background noise. Because
hmm
in the moment, I'm like, what do I need to do for this patient?
Yeah,
Right? Like, they're usually yelling, like, this not done, that's not done, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, if you can get out of my way, then I can do it.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
so usually I listen to what they're saying in the moment. I just take care of it. And then after call, I try to like understand like where I actually went wrong. Because sometimes, like, yeah, you're yelling, and I truly believe that it might come from a place of like serious concern to have you like become a better
Right.
physician. And sometimes I know the people that you're talking about, and that's why I'm like, no, this is just you as a person. Nobody can help
I mean,
you.
everybody always has room to improve. There's always
100%.
place where you can do better, but it's never blatantly one person's fault.
No, absolutely not. And so I try to take out what I can from the situation. And then after that, I wait for them to make a mistake.
Who? The attending?
Anyone. It
Oh,
could be a
anyone.
senior resident or an attending or
Yeah.
anybody. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, remember the time that you yelled at me for the same exact thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just want you to know. Thank you for doing that. And then I just walk away. It's like a simple statement in the moment. And I swear to God, that's what leads to their crash out.
Attendings do have crash outs.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
it
like that way. If
happens.
you say it in the most like blank, matter of fact face, nothing gets to them more. Like,
That's a good
genuinely.
one.
It's like, oh yeah, I remember the time you yelled at me for that.
And then
Like,
just
I
do a nice
remember.
smile at the end.
No, oh my God, I was helping an attending with a coli, and
Laparoscopic cholecystectomy, taking out the gallbladder. Add that in there in case
thank you
people
for
don't
throwing
know.
that up. That was right actually. Um, and he was like, "Oh yeah, your laparoscopic skills are like really good. Thank you for holding the camera in position." And I was like, "Thanks, I learned from the best." I was like, "I remember the time you yelled at me by saying camera better and not telling me what to do." And he was like,
hmm
"Oh my God, I did that?" And I was like, "Yeah, you told me to hold the camera still, and then you yelled at me within half a second to let you hold the camera
No, but it's
and
camera
let it
still,
move."
and then they move your hand like with their.
Yeah.
They're like they push you, and
He
and
was
then they
like
say, "Why aren't you holding it still?" And
he was
you
like, "You
say,
have to hold it still. Do
"No, they're."
not move."
Oh
And
my
then he
god.
like he moved my hand and he was like, "Let me move the camera, please." And I was like, "I don't know what you want,
Oh
but I
my god.
want out of
You
this
need to
case."
yell back. At that point, there are attendings that I yell back.
I do it now, but as a junior
As a
resident,
junior resident, fine.
I
But
had no
now
idea.
I'm just like, I am trying, but you're not letting me do it because
My gap
you
year
have
has
to do that.
transformed me so much.
No, you
Like,
have
you
to
have to.
stand your ground. Like I understand
I
as an
know that
intern,
now, but yeah.
obviously you're not going to do that, but definitely as you get more experience and you get closer with the attendings, don't be scared to yell back if they're saying something absolutely absurd.
When tensions are high and like I would do it in a respectful way for
Well, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Like, don't be like, "Are you stupid?" and then just
No,
kind of
no,
go
definitely
off.
not like that.
But like I've had like a plastics chief was yelling at me. He was like, "Why wasn't the consent like, I was told the fellow was going to be in the case. Like, what's happening? Why is it not getting done?" And I looked at him and I was like, "I need you to stop yelling because I am trying to help you. I am trying to consent your patient for you, and I need you to help me so I can get this done faster and the patient on the table."
And then they shut up.
Immediately, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is what I need consented."
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like when tensions are high, you need to speak up for yourself because remember that that is the only thing that's going to get the patient help the fastest.
100%. I 100% agree with that.
So to wrap it up, we'll go, what's in your kit that we've been hearing
Oh
about?
yeah, my survival kit. Let's quickly talk about that. So definitely need a cleanser. So I wear makeup to the hospital every day. Usually not um
I wear eye
foundation.
makeup,
I definitely do like the usual concealer, some blush, so I don't look,
dead like our
pale
souls.
because we're literally in artificial light every day. Not getting any vitamin D. It's mine's very low. Anyway, so by 6 p.m., I'm taking a mask on and off. I'm seeing patients. I'm sweaty. I'm gross. I definitely wash my face. So I have a cleanser. I have a little face mask that I do if I
If you
have
ever walk into a
time.
call room and see a red light mask,
I wish I had a red light. Those are expensive. I would totally. I need to get one. But yeah, I'll do a face mask and then probably retouch up my makeup a little bit, and then some lip gloss. Yeah, that's like in my little
her
kit
lips
that I
stay
bring
popping, y'all.
always. Do you wait? You don't bring a survival kit, right? You just kind of raw dog it.
I have been raw dogging it the entire
She's
year.
crazy.
Like I usually at the end of the shift, I will steal the supply closet, comb, toothbrush, and toothpaste.
Okay, that should be a whole
Uh,
another episode of the things that we've stolen and actually used
Shout out to
in the
the
supply
nurses.
closet. Yeah.
Please don't arrest us.
No, yeah, I done some heinous things with the
So at the
stuff
end
in
of
the
every call
supplies
shift,
closet.
I go to the supply closet and I steal all of those.
The
Those three
nasty
items.
ass stale hard toothbrush.
Yes. And the toothpaste that
It
doesn't
feels like
taste like
cement.
anything. Yeah. So I freshen up with that 15 minutes before I have to show up at sign out. And it's a bad night if my hair is out of place.
That's true. Her hair is always
That's
perfect.
Hashtag
Sharp Beauty.
Shark, please sponsor us. We
Yeah.
love you. But yeah, that's kind of the what I do. I don't really have a kit.
She just looks fabulous every day.
I hope
Without
to.
a
I've been
survival kit.
inspired to bring a kit from now on, and
Yeah.
it'll start with Dr. Olga's Lululemon bag that she gifted me. So
Oh yeah, Lululemon.
that's the
Sponsor us too. I love Lululemon.
that's gonna come up in a different episode.
Yeah.
But that wraps up today's episodes, and we want to give a huge shout out to our show's producers, Dr. Parsalafi and Dr. Yakov Shvak. So we look forward to seeing you guys on episode 2.